Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah,
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop up. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah,
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this.
You know what? Hey, you know what? It's showtime.
You're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the f*** are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna f***ing do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. Maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fight back? Fight back.
You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they're giving it, you're not, think a straight kid. No, they don't give it, you got what I'm saying? I'm not playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the fuck up door on all you poor haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south.
Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fight back? Fight back.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing tonight? This is Johnny TV. I am live here again on a Sunday evening. We're going to be talking about Sunday recap, what happened through the week. I figured out how to show you guys the Queen Mary. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to show you some of the Queen Mary tonight. And let me go ahead and introduce you to my other co-host, Classy is here in the house. Hey, Classy, how are you?
Hey, Johnny, how are you tonight, hon?
I'm doing good. I figured out how to do the share the video, share the screen video, how I can show the Queen Mary. So I'm gonna show the Queen Mary tonight, part 1 and part 2.
Awesome.
Because I know probably a lot of people. I know probably none of y'all haven't seen it yet. And there's Fumblenets. Have you seen it yet, Classy?
I did. I've watched 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
But
you watch 1, 2.
I'm watching it again.
Okay. Lane the Pipe. What's up, Lane the Pipe? What's up, everybody? Lane Fumblenets, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Johnny. How are you?
I figured out how to share YouTube on the StreamYard now. I know how to do that now.
Good. Man, I was gonna give you a let because I figured it out. Well, you saw, but yeah, I was gonna help you out with that. So good. I'm glad you figured it out.
Yeah. So you hit new tab. This is what you do. You hit new tab, right? You hit new tab. You hit new tab. You go to YouTube. You go to YouTube, and then you
Click
hit
on your video.
You check on go click on your videos. Yeah.
And
Click on your videos.
then you go down to share screen.
Yeah. Have you seen the Queen Mary yet? Have you seen the Queen Mary yet? Fumble.
I say should we get 6?
Yeah, I watched all 3 of them, man. I told you, man. I support. We gonna
Yeah, I
get
got part
the views
4
up.
on there now.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
So what I'll do is I'll show part 4 then.
See if anything's on.
Man, show what you. I don't mind watching it again, man. Show what you want to watch. Put up what you want to watch or show. Jeez, that was easy for me.
Okay.
Man, don't worry about that at all. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Sorry,
Hey,
I
classy.
wasn't muted there for
There's
a minute
Ruben.
talking to my daughter. Hey, Fumble.
Thank you for last night. Thanks for everybody for the support. It was fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah, man, it was a good show, Fumble.
Really
You
good.
Lane Pipe had me busting up, man.
Hey Ruben, how are you, Ruben?
You stand up.
I'm good.
You good?
Johnny, I'm good. How are you?
Pipe's hilarious.
I'm doing good, Ruben. We're gonna watch part 4 of the Queen Mary tonight,
Okay.
and I'm gonna show you how I do that. I go like this. I share screen, and then I put it in here like this. Then I put share, right? And I hit share, and then I push play.
Every time. I wish that were fake. Anyway, the pool itself, the dimension is 542. Shallow end of 12. The shallow end being 6 feet deep is one of the many reasons it can no longer be used.
Hit maximize down there, Johnny.
Says that a recreational pool
Huh?
cannot have a shallow end more than 3.5 feet.
Hit
Oh, maximize.
So,
Yeah.
no longer the pool area.
Yep.
Pool area is also probably the most original spot on board the ship.
Right there, like that.
Just like the pool
There you
has
go.
a
There you go.
personal castle. We're trying our best to preserve this area as much as possible, considering a lot of what's in here is simply irreplaceable, including the mother of pearl ceiling inside the bridge. This was also a sleeping quarter for the troops, so the main bunks were built inside the pool area, and they slept about
cool, man.
150 troops in this one room alone. I should state, though, that it sits on top of a boiler room with an average temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit. You can imagine how uncomfortable that room would have been to sleep in. But over the years, this particular pool area has now become known for one particular haunting. That, of course, is the little girl we have all affectionately come to call Jack. Jackie appears to us to be
We heard the story last night.
about 5 to 7. She has long blonde hair, oftentimes wearing a pink shirt with, oh my goodness, she's right there. I'm just kidding. She's about 5 to 7, long blonde hair. She's often described wearing a white dress. Some have even gotten a very good glimpse of her, saying it looks like it has blue floral print on it as well. Jackie has been known to appear to our guests who have swung by just to simply look inside. As they've been standing at these doors here, they've sworn they've seen a little girl poke her head over the ledge or around a corner, as if she's trying to play hide and seek with you. Others have said they've seen her run past the door. We had a woman frantically run up to the front desk area and was almost in tears saying, "I thought you said you kept the first class pool area closed." I'm like, "We do. Even our engineers go through there." And she said, "Well, I just saw a little girl running through. Why was the little girl playing there by herself?" And we calmed her down and said, "Ma'am, oh, don't worry. That's just Jackie. She's fine." And the woman still insisted, and we told her the stories, and that's when the woman walked away and said, "Oh, okay," and simply left. We've had reports of also others hearing things such as laughter coming from in there. Anybody will tell you this: a child's laughter can be the most beautiful thing in the world, except for when it's 3 a.m. and you live by yourself. So, hearing laughter coming from the pool area can be a rather riveting experience in itself. One of the more recent reports has been a lot of our engineers has told us when we were completely shut down, they oftentimes heard what sounded like nursery rhymes being sung in the pool area over and over again. Her favorite seems to be Mary Had a Little Lamb. I can say for one, I experienced this years ago. This was back in like 2013. I was assisting these two brothers who were paranormal investigators from Las Vegas. No, it wasn't Zach and his buddies. It was just these two guys who just happened to be on board. They asked if they could investigate the pool area. I said, sure, I'll take you down there. Got nothing to do. And we went in and nothing was really responding. And I just said, hey, and jokingly, I said, hey, Jackie, why don't you sing us a nursery rhyme? And almost immediately she started to do so. It was very quiet, but you could hear it echoing all throughout the room. It was at that moment where I was like, okay, I don't want to go now. So yeah, it can happen. But Jackie also appears to be the most powerful spirit on board simply because she's not only seen in this area here, but on many decks throughout the hotel, and has recently been reported seen out in the Big White Dome. Anybody doesn't know what that dome is, it used to be the home of the Spruce Goose airplane built by Howard Hughes. However, that moved up to Oregon in the early 90s. It then became a sound stage. So if you've seen the first Pirates of the Caribbean, that's where the Isle of Tortuga was filmed. And if you saw Batman and Robin, that's where they filmed the Batcave. But now it is owned by Carnival Cruise Line, and they run their customs through there for their cruise ships. But their security guards have called to us and said that they've seen a little girl running the upper catwalks in the dome area. And at this point, they know it's Jackie, so they simply stopped calling now. The first few times they were pretty frantic, but as of now, they just tell us now whenever they see her. We say, oh, okay, well, you can just send her back. We'd like to have her in our pool again. Now, who is Jackie? Again, it's a mystery, considering no child deaths were reported on board the ship. Also, this could have been a death during the bride and baby shuttle after the war. Considering no death records were kept, she may have met her end, unfortunately, on board the ship at that time. Why the pool area? Again, a mystery. Some theorize, she may have drowned in the second-class pool area. But that's true, considering that is no longer there. Jackie seemed to have given herself a little upgrade. But whoever she is, she definitely will make herself known, especially to our little ones. Right here. No, you'll be okay. Don't worry. Yeah, so all in all, folks, whatever it is that may be haunting Queen Mary, we're not entirely sure. Keep in mind, an area can be imprinted by just simply the energy that has been on board. This ship has seen the heights of emotion and the lows of emotion. Remember, we were a party ship for many of the world's elite and everybody else in between as we were traveling the North Atlantic. We were also a warship that had unease and dread on board. Those things can simply imprint onto an area and create the entities that we have. We also experience deaths on board. Sometimes paranormal activity can be centered around a death that may have happened unexpectedly or tragically. So this could be another reason why the Queen Mary is one of the more paranormally active places in the entire world. But whatever experience you have on board today, folks, just chalk it up to the legends of the Queen Mary. Whether it be paranormal or just simply an experience of exploring a ship that is 89 years old and has now survived a scrapyard, a depression, a recession, a pandemic, and a world war, it's still an amazing experience regardless of what may happen on board today. But with all of that in mind, we have reached the end of our sneak peek Haunted Encounters tour right here on board the Queen Mary. I thank you all for taking the trip with us today. Now, from here, you have a few options. I'm going to stay down here in a couple of minutes to answer questions, and if you want to take some photos or look inside the area, we'll hang out down here on the deck. If you're looking to go back upstairs for, say, the coffee shop, the gift shop, or if you have an additional tour booked, you'll exit the doors. You'll take the outside elevators up to level 4. From there, you'll find all those areas I just mentioned. And feel free to explore a little bit upstairs on the promenade deck.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so that's part 4 of the Queen Mary. And I wanted to share that with you guys because you guys are a big part of my family, and we had a lot. Me and PZ, we had a lot of fun that day, and it was very sweet that we got away from our regular lives just for our regular lives for a moment, and went and did a little bit of like a small little get together. Me and PZ did to go on a little tour and like that. So next week, what we got big in store for you guys. We're gonna go to the zoo, and we're gonna film that too, and and I just want to let everybody know also, Fumble Nuts, you had a very good show last night. I enjoyed it so much, Fumble Nuts. Thank you for doing that show, and it was very great. Thank you so much. And
Thank you, buddy.
how'd you guys like that? How'd you guys like part 4 right there?
I liked it. That stuff. I'm so interested in that stuff anyway, because like the architecture and the history.
Yeah. Just to learn, you know what I mean? Some stuff like that is good, you know?
Yeah. And I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? And that's the way it is there, you know what I mean? And I loved every minute of it. And I loved doing it for you guys because you guys were a big part of it also. And I just want to say hello to some of the people in the chat room. Hello, Huggy Bear. Hello, Nance. Hello, Girl Ryan. Giraffe Lovers, Red Rose, Classy Colt, Girl Ryan, Stony. Ruben, have you seen part 1 and part 2 yet, Ruben?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if you saw some. Sketchy as fuck. How you doing?
I've been on the Queen Mary, that little tour thing, and did like a dinner.
Oh, really?
With my ex and stuff. Yeah, we went down there. It was like a family type thing, and it was cool. You know,
it was very cool, wasn't it?
Ghosts. Yeah. I didn't see no ghosts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was nice.
Yeah, they're gonna have a paranoia, however that you say that word, paranormal. They're gonna have a tour next month. Yeah. They're gonna have a tour next month of paranormal of 2 hours. Of a 2 hours. So I'm thinking about doing that too. Me and PC's gonna go do that. We thought it was gonna be the hour went quick, didn't it, PC? When we were there, there was
time does seem to fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're in there and stuff, you know, you get you know the little tour, and then you know, like I said, we had dinner after.
Yeah.
So the food was decent. You know what I mean? Quite, you know, I think it was a little expensive, but it was decent.
Yeah.
Nice boat.
It was you know what? They redid the boat too. They redid the boat and.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, you sure?
Oh shit! I haven't seen.
They repainted it and everything, man, and it looks really good. There's still some spots where they're still touching up, but they reinvented it. They whatever it's called, renovation, and they
Renovation.
Yeah, and they spent $22 million on it.
Wow.
To do the renovation. Yeah.
You know, I
Miss
didn't
W,
know.
how you doing, Miss W? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just going to say I never knew that it was used as an actual fighting ship, warship.
Yeah, it was fought in the war. It was fought in the World War II war, and between England and France, wasn't it, Paul? France and England.
World War II.
Yeah, it was fought in the World War II, wasn't it, PZ?
Yeah. But it was everyone against Germany.
It was when everyone was against Germany.
In Japan.
In Japan.
In Italy.
In Italy.
The
Axis powers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, I didn't even know that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
Boiler room for that one, though.
Yeah, you have to go down to the boiler. They told us if we really wanted to get scared, we got to go to the boiler room.
Where the engines are, where they died.
Where the engines were, where everybody died at.
Some little girl, I think they said, like, is supposed to be, you know,
Yeah, we heard about her.
be seen a lot and stuff.
Yeah, we heard about a lot about her. She was the one for the swimming pool,
Yeah, the swimming pool. That's right.
and that's what part 4 was about, was the swimming pool.
But that was the main swimming pool.
That was the main swimming pool, and they still got it closed down today.
They only went in there because of the
Snaps.
It's a pretty pool area, you know.
It seemed like a lot of walking.
Yeah, a lot of walking. Yeah, you guys want to see part 1?
Somebody time my motherfucking ass out.
So many times you go?
Yeah,
Nate.
it's all good. Fucking.
I'm gonna show part 1. Okay, guys.
Sure,
Yeah.
honey, go ahead.
We should have got more of that submarine.
Yeah,
That submarine was cool.
yeah, yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
looked it
never
up after
coming on
Johnny
this
said he was
motherfucking
going
panel
to
again.
go.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
What do you say, Ruben?
I was just joking. I was saying I'm never coming on this fucking panel again.
Bill did it
Why?
because he hates Ruben.
Yeah, he hates me. He time me out and shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Ruben's
gonna go
such a
sit in the corner
troublemaker.
and cry and shit like a little bitch. It's all good, Johnny. I'm just fucking with you.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're just
There we go.
Hope you missed tea.
Then we go back over here. Then we go back over here. Then we hit the pause. Hit the pause.
It's all good. Phil, on your trip.
Then we come back over here. Then we come back over here like this. Hit share screen. Share screen. Share. Okay, here we go, guys.
Hey, we're ready to bring you guys back again. So, it took a little while, but we're ready. Also, do keep in mind, folks, what we're experiencing today is what we call a sneak peek or a soft opening. We aren't quite open fully yet. That is hopefully going to be happening here by next month. The idea is May 12th is the target date, although I've been told that is a moving target. However, that is the time we are trying to open everything up. So I understand in the past, if you have taken this tour before, it may have looked a little different. Probably going to look a little different today. And as we continue to gain more access to the ship, it will continue to evolve and look different. So again, this is just a sneak peek. We're simply just trying to kind of pique your interest a little bit. Hopefully we'll come back and take this tour again, or even our evening tour known as Paranormal Ship Walk, which is 2 hours and a little bit more investigative than this one. So always keep an eye out for that one. That will be coming back because that is also another fantastic ghost tour to take on board. Now, before we delve into all the ghosties on board, I do want to start us off with just a brief, and I do mean brief, historical introduction. So I'm going to try to cover the timeline of the ship's history quickly. That way we can get into the real reason why we gathered on our tour today. So Queen Mary was originally owned and operated by a company known as
Are you having something else?
She did celebrate 31 years of service between the years of 1936 and 1967. However, it did take 6 years to construct the vessel, and that was from 1930 to 1936. Keep in mind, there was also a 2-year work stoppage in between because of the Great Depression. This actually caused Cunard to form with its shipping rival, the White Star Line. People know who they're famous for? Titanic, yeah. So, Cunard White Star was the one who built and completed this ship. Our maiden voyage was May 27, 1936, finishing June 1st. Queen Mary was a fast vessel. She could complete the journey in 4.5 to 5 days. In 1939, she's called up into active war service, so she was transformed into a military vessel. So they did a lot of different things, including painting her battleship navy gray and outfitting her with bunks and weapons, essentially turning this from cruise liner to battleship. By 1947, she had completed her military service. She went back into service as a luxury liner, and remained that way until the 60s. By then, due to the rise in popularity of airplane travel, we could no longer keep up with our competition. In 67, we were officially retired. Long Beach purchased the ship through auction for just under $3.5 million. Two of the main reasons were the shutdown of the amusement park that used to be out here called the Pike, and of course the shutdown of the Naval Yard. That actually lost a lot of tourism for the city of Long Beach. Shortly after that, Queen Mary goes up for sale, so they found their solution. The ship will begin its way to Long Beach on October 31st, very fitting for this tour. October 31st, 1967, arriving here on December 9th. If you do the math correctly, that is 39 days. For 39 days to get here, she traveled 14,500 miles. The main reason behind that was at the time of the final crossing, she was 8 feet too wide for the Panama Canal. So she did have to go all the way down around South America. After arriving in Long Beach, Queen Mary would take about 4 years until she opened to the public, and she has been operating at this spot ever since. Now, aside from her general history, something else that Queen Mary is undoubtedly known for, of course, are her haunted stories. Over the years, hundreds, if not thousands of stories have been told about this particular vessel and its paranormal activity. Most recently, we were listed by both Time Magazine and National Geographic as one of the top 10 most haunted destinations in the entire world. I don't know how the rankings are done. I don't know how we got into the top 10, but hey, we'll take it, top 10. You know what I'm saying? So, people constantly talk about Queen Mary. There have been movies that have been inspired by her hauntings. There have been movies that have been inspired by her ghosts. We used to have a Halloween event every year, and a lot of the monsters we had within that event were inspirations from the Queen Mary's own hauntings. So as you can see, it's a very popular location for the paranormal. Just about every ghost hunting show you can think of has been on board, including Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, a show from England known as Most Haunted. Jack Osborne was here during the shutdown for the pandemic, and he did an investigation of his TV show, and several other independents and TikTokers, YouTubers, you name it. They've all investigated the ship. But why is the Queen Mary so paranormally active? Well, in our time as an ocean liner, we saw over 50 reported deaths on board the ship. So this could be the reason why we are considered so active. Those deaths ranged anywhere from accidents to illness to natural causes, as well as other unknown factors. So the type of hauntings that we deal with on a daily basis are two. We actually deal with what we call either a residual haunting or an intelligent haunting. The residual haunting is said to be much like a replay, something that's just going to happen over and over and over again. It won't interact. It won't even know it's there. It's just sort of carrying on its daily life on repeat. The other is the intelligent haunting, which is the one that can interact with its environment. It seems to not know it's dead. However, it can still interact with you and things around. We experience both kinds on board, and we will be talking about both kinds as we make our way through the tour today. So, this is what brings us here to the Mauritania Room. Mauritania Room was originally a third-class main lounge. This is where they had just a lounge area. It was nicknamed the Garden Lounge and or the Wicker Lounge because of the type of furniture that they would use in here. As of today, or once, of course, we go back into full operation, this will be a room that you can use on a regular basis. Of course, you can rent out and host your own private events in here. Oftentimes, we do host even our own public events and things of that nature. However, the following story I do have for you occurred in this room in 1993. So there was a particular day that year that this room needed to be set up for an event. So two of our housekeepers were sent down to come in and clean. When they walked in, they said the room was pretty much looked just the way you find it right now. They said as they walked into this side of the room, on the opposite end, in the middle of where the mobile dance floor sits, they saw a woman sitting in a wicker chair. She had a long ball gown on, and she was simply just gazing forward. Now, don't get me wrong, that might seem out of place at any other space in the world, but here we host a lot of themed events. We also host a lot of weddings and receptions. Seeing somebody fully dressed up isn't really unusual. They figured she wandered in from another party and was just simply taking some time to herself. She didn't bother them, so they decided not to bother her, and they got to work cleaning this side of the room. A few moments later, their supervisor would walk in, see the same woman, and ask the others who she was. So we don't know. She was in here when we first walked in. So the supervisor approaches our woman in the chair and says, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. You do have to leave. We are setting up this room for an event, and we can't have anybody in here at this time." So the woman didn't react. She just kept staring forward. Again, she tells her, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, you have to leave. We are setting up for an event, and we can't have anybody in here." And again, she said the woman did not react. She then warned the woman, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to call security if you will not leave on your own." So she walks back over to her cart, which is located just here, picks up a radio, turns and starts to describe the woman to the security desk. So as she did so, the woman in the chair simply stood up. And after completing her standing, she said the woman and the chair both disappeared at the exact same time. This is said to be our longest lasting apparition, as it was visible for nearly 10 minutes. And the housekeepers reported seeing the exact same thing at the exact same time. But we have a few extra moments now, folks. I'm going to give you that opportunity to take some photographs or just take a look at the room. In the bookcase just opposite us over there, there's an original photograph taken of this room while she was still in service. And of course, don't forget to take some photographs of our apparitions. If you have any questions, just let me or Robert know, and in a few minutes, we'll continue.
I'm going to the front. I gotta put my chair right there.
Turned it upside down.
Huh?
Had to move you upside down.
I'm not going to get you. Or if I get you in it.
All righty, everyone. We are going to continue from here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to head to the middle of M deck and stop by the Travel Bureau. That's where I have our next ghost story. Right this way.
We're walking down the hallway to the next level, to the next section for the ghost story.
Never heard this.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Keep coming in. You can sit on this little.
Shit!
All right, Jared.
You good?
Yeah, I had to stop it there because I didn't know their music was playing, and so when I put it on YouTube for the first time ever, I got hit with the copyright. So I had to stop it there so I don't get a copyright over here on this show of this segment here.
Oh,
So
okay.
so the reason I went to the Queen Mary is one, I believe in ghosts, and two, I believe the ghosts are real spiritual, and that's just for me to say. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else, but when I see ghosts, I sometimes when I see a ghost, I'll sit there and just stare at it. I won't say nothing to it, but they are saying something to me, but at the same time, I don't know what to say back to them. You know what I mean? But they're trying to tell me something, but I don't know what to say back to them because I'm not really getting into it. But lately, I've been getting more into the seeing ghosts because I like seeing ghosts all the time. And my next one, there's another place I heard. It was up in LA somewhere where they do nothing but you can go in this place. I forgot where it was at. I got to look up at my paperwork and see where it's at. And I'm going to go there too. And where I want to go somewhere around Halloween, where it's Halloween time. I think what I also want to do. Is I want to go to Single Hill up here, Single Hill, California, and go to walk through the cemetery at nighttime. Me and PZ was thinking about doing that and showing different graves and different headstones and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? You go to like Forest Lawns, whatever.
And I wasn't trying to bore nobody, but being boring tonight to nobody, you know.
Nah, why are you being boring?
This is my first peak, my first video I've ever done on the outside of StreamYard. So I wanted to share it with you guys too. You know what I mean? Because you guys are part of the big family over here. You know what I mean? What we're talking about, Ruben?
Yeah, it's much appreciated, man.
I enjoy watching Johnny.
Thank you, Classy. Thank you, Classy. And am I echoing?
Yeah, you're echoing.
Am I echoing now?
A little bit.
You are.
How about now? Am I good now?
Yes.
Nah, we just can't hear you.
All right, cool.
There you go.
So part three is another area that we show it. Show part three or no?
Oh, I don't know.
You guys want to see part three, or are you guys good?
Whatever you want to do, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you want to do,
Down to
sweetie.
get
We're
down?
listening.
Okay.
We're chatting.
Okay. We'll show part three. I'm just making sure.
So the ghost thing.
Yeah, it's a ghost thing.
The ghost thing. How come you say lately you've been wanting to see ghosts?
Huh?
Like you said lately you've been wanting to see ghosts and talk with them.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't know, man. It's just something about me getting into more involved with ghosts, because what I like to know what actually happened to those people out on that boat, out on the Queen Mary. What actually happened to their bodies, or what happened to their souls, or something must have happened to keep them souls inside that boat there, the Queen Mary. You know what I mean?
So you're
you know what I mean,
becoming a
Ruben?
lot more curious. You're being a lot more curious lately about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to get up on this spiritual.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. Tread lightly.
I think
I don't
that
believe
there's a difference between, because I kind of have a religious aspect of it too, so I kind of get a little afraid of opening doors to demons because I do believe they
That's right.
exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that if you can open a door and let a demon in, so there's some things you just
Yep.
shouldn't go down that road. But I don't think that that's necessarily all paranormal stuff, though. So I'm interested in the paranormal also.
Right.
So
I don't know if I necessarily believe that ghosts are good ghosts, if that makes sense.
sorry, I was taking care of my dog.
That's
It's
all right.
okay.
Yeah. I was just saying I don't know if I necessarily believe that like there's such thing as a good ghost.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 3 of the Queen Mary. I hope you guys enjoy it. And here we go. Okay, here we go.
When you were in the short voice, as long as you can get a glimpse of the great door we have here. Click on me. Hey everyone, I do want to welcome you to what is referred to as the fire station. Although this is not its original position on the ship, all of this you see behind me here is original to the Queen Mary. We did have a fire suppression system on board that included the sprinkler system. So yes, that is original to the Queen Mary as well. Also in that case, just behind these folks here is a lot of our original firefighting equipment that we had on board, including the fire suit that's made entirely of asbestos. Yeah. Anyway, the main focus for this stop on our tour today is this bluish, kind of grayish looking door you see here. This is known as a watertight door. One time there were 38 of these on board, 34 of them found on the lower decks within the boiler rooms and engine rooms. These doors are meant for protection. So if the hull was to ever be breached and an area below would start to flood with water, these doors would be inactive. They would be closed to try to isolate a flood to one particular section of the ship. So the entire process to close these doors took a total of about 30 seconds. The first 24 seconds were simply just alarms that would be sounding to let you know that the doors were going to close. The last 6 seconds was the physical closing of the door. So imagine this door closing in 6 seconds with 700 pounds per square inch of hydraulic pressure. The door also does not have a sensor in it to tell it to stop if something does get in the way. So my advice to you, if you are in the way, then, well, get out of the way. Now, these doors were all controlled from the bridge where you steer the ship. All they had to do was flip a series of switches, and when a door had successfully shut, a panel would light up with the door number. And that will let you know the door was closed. But down in our engine room area, we do find a door just like this, only it is painted white and has a black number 13 in the top right-hand corner. It's known as watertight door 13 or hatch door 13. It's where an unfortunate accident would take place, leading to probably one of the more infamous spirits on board the Queen Mary. On July 10th of 1966, the Queen Mary was just off the coast of northern England when she hits a dense patch of fog at around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. As a necessary precaution, the doors were ordered to be shut. They flip the switches on the doors, everything starts to light up. They notice that the light is malfunctioning a bit. It keeps popping on and off on door 13. They figure maybe it's just a glitch in the system, but they decide to send a team to check things out. As they walk down to the watertight door, they find that an 18-year-old fireman's apprentice had been crushed by the door. He was found in an upright position. He had no head trauma, but also no eye reflexes. They found crushing injuries to his chest, shoulders, and arms. They released him from the door as quickly as possible and tried to resuscitate right there. They would give him morphine for the extreme pain that he was in, rush him to the infirmary, but within a few hours of his accident, he would succumb to his injuries and perish on board the ship. The circumstances surrounding his death are still considered a mystery to us to this very day. Popular legend has it that he may have been playing a game of chicken. As he said, crew members would be jumping back and forth through the door to see how many times they could make it through before the door would shut. I will say that no seafarer, no matter how young or old, would ever play a game with such a door like this. They knew the dangers behind these doors. There's another popular legend about that it may have been through sabotage. Some say that at the time they were going through a seafarer strike. So because of that, this young man may have crossed the picket line and unfortunately paid for his doing so. That one, still for me, is a little bit of a far-fetch. However, I simply believe it was just an accident. Now, there was a way that you could open these doors if the door had already shut. It was the emergency handle. You just lifted it up and let the door completely reopen and then release the handle. But once you did that, the door is going to start to close again. Some say that that may have been the cause. He tried to reopen the door and just didn't let it go far enough over. Some say that he may have dropped some tools behind him, was reaching back to pick them up. Whatever it may be, a young life was lost in that area, but one that seems to be still very much alive in the way that it lets us know it's still around. He's simply known to us as the engineer nowadays. Now, what people have said down in that area, they've either seen, felt, or heard this young man. Some have said they've seen him. They've seen a man in white overalls with hair slicked straight back, simply wandering around the area. Others have seen him on the outer catwalks. Some have said they've heard him, including footsteps and what sounds like whistling down around the area. Some have even said they passed through the doorway and just simply heard a voice call out very softly, "Have you seen my wrench?" Others have said they felt him in ways as they've been standing in the door to take photographs, and as they've stood there, they felt something materialize behind them and feel the pressure of what seems like two hands press against their back and slowly try to push them out of the way of the door. As if our engineer is still looking out for us. Another very distinct way this individual lets us know he's around is people have left the engine room area and have found what looks like greasy fingerprints on their faces, arms, and legs, and what appears to be motor oil. As if our engineer wants to let us know he's still there. Whenever it is that the time comes that you get to go down to the engine room and visit the area, make sure you stop by watertight door 13 and pay your respects to our former crew member. Let's head back this way, folks. Follow me. Excuse me. Oh, no, it's okay. I understand.
That's crazy.
Gary said it's on.
Now, about 375, but still, there's a lot of spaces. Let's kind of split the hallway here, folks. Choose a side, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna make you guys dance battle or anything like that. We can scoot on up, fill in all the way up, don't worry. Perfect, perfect, there we go. Wonderful. There we are. So So the reason why I like to stop on this part of the deck is because I always like to show the folks a deck. I know those people are kind of standing right in our line of vision, but you can see what I'm talking about. The length of this deck, in one way or another, this deck is just about as long as the entire Titanic. So keep in mind, Titanic was 882.9 feet long. This one deck is 882 feet long. So this deck only falls about 9 inches shorter than that entire ship.
Johnny,
You're going to see that.
Yeah.
Curve.
I'm going to text you real quick, so mute yourself.
All right, hold on. Let me pause real quick.
The curve is meant to built.
What was that?
Just mute yourself. I said, I'm going to text you real quick, so mute yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Built into the structure of the ship and gets more dramatic the lower we go. That helped the strength and flexibility of the ship. See, if Queen Mary had been built on a straight line, anytime she got to the peak of of a massive wave she would face, and mind you, the average wave height was 65 feet tall, which reaches the promenade deck where you and I started today. She could easily crack in half because of the tension. So the curvature allows her to flex. So that's why you see that curve in the deck itself. But another reason why I like to stop here, especially related to the paranormal of the ship, as you look down, doesn't that kind of look like the Shining hallway? Anyway, let's continue on down this. Feel it too, right?
Huh?
That breeze.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. Where is it? A breeze? All right, everyone. So, as we stated earlier, a lot of these are. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting you to come down that side, and I turn around, you're like, God, all right, man, damn, Larry, come out. All right. So, as I talked about, a lot of these are reports from guests and crew members that we've gotten, things that we talk about. But there is also many legends on board the ship, and one of the probably biggest legends we have on board isn't necessarily a spirit itself. It's the legend of a room. The room itself, known today as B340. If you've ever read any of the legends of B340, they range as to what has gone on in that room. I want to try and dispel some of the legend today and focus more so on what has actually been reported in the room. Now, the legend has it that a violent crime took place in there. Others have said that other illicit things have gone on in the room. And those simply just are fabrications from a certain company run by a mouse. They were running the ship in the late or the early 90s and sensationalized many of our ghost stories, trying to capture the attention of the general public, and they did a very good job of that, considering that this particular room B340 has almost like a cult-like following to it. People will come to this ship specifically for that room itself. What I can say about the room is this. In 1956, at the end of a crossing, a young man was found deceased in his bed in the room. The circumstances around his death are a mystery, but a death did occur in the room and has led to reports of an uneasy feeling in the room. People saying the covers have been removed from their beds as they slept. Others have said their furniture or their luggage has moved itself around the room as they slept as well. We've had others report that the stateroom door has been known to open and close itself, the water has been known to go on and off, and even the lights have done so as well. So there is a good amount of disturbances that have been reported within the room, but whether or not it is the individual, we're not quite sure. However, you folks can experience the room yourself if you decide to book a night on board the Queen Mary. In fact, room B340 is a fully rentable hotel room on board the ship. It was closed for many years, but it went through renovations. It is now part of the hotel registry. It does come at a price, pretty penny though, as far as I remember, before we shut down, it was renting for just under $1,000 a night. But it does come with several different amenities, including photographs of what people have captured on board the ship, stories written about the paranormal experiences. If you go into the bathroom, they used to have the step-by-step instructions to perform Bloody Mary in there. Other amenities including a set of your very own tarot cards, and of course, a Ouija board. So if you're looking into staying in B340, please do so, but I think the price is probably the scariest thing. Anyways, one more deck down, folks. I'll be right this way.
I think it's almost over. Huh?
Yeah.
Did you give me the video?
Do you want it to be in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Here, take my phone and do it.
Say something. No, just, I'm going to do the, say something about the tour supper.
It's not part of the tour.
So what do you think of the tour so far, Johnny?
So far, the tour has went really well. It's been really good. A very good hour long, and it is very exciting.
So, folks, as I described the following area to you, I'm going to allow you to walk up and sort of look into these doors at any time. Don't be shy. But what we are currently located outside of course, is the first-class swimming pool. First-class swimming pool is available to, you guessed it, the first-class passengers. Second class have their own pools located at the stern section of the ship. That is now what we call the 4D theater. So, if you did visit us pre-pandemic or you have plans to visit us in the future, the 4D theater should go back into full use. And keep in mind, when sitting in that theater area, you were sitting directly in the middle of the second class pool area. Third class, they didn't have a pool. And it's not because we didn't want to give them one. It's just we simply didn't have the space to do so in the bow sections of the ship. However, after enough complaints,
Good stuff, man.
It was really cool. I've actually been talking to my husband about maybe us going down there.
It's me.
Hello?
Hey.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, somebody's
I'm the echo problem, dude, and I don't have
Awesome.
anything else. I'm gonna drop out and then come back.
How's that? No, you don't have to drop out.
No, there's an echo because every time you talk, mine lights up.
Okay.
I'll come right back.
Okay. And when I got nervous at is when, you know how we went down that hall, Ruben. We went down the hall, and everybody was just like bunched up, and that's why the leader of the the tour said, "Hey guys, spread apart down the hallway." Do you know that hallway is long as almost a Titanic?
Yeah, man. I think it's. I didn't know it's as long as the Titanic, but it is. It is a stretch,
Yeah, it's a big stretch
and
there.
it's not like it's not made for big people. You know what I mean? Like I probably couldn't fit through it these days.
No,
bet
you
pipe.
could. You could. And
I'd sink that ship again. No, I'm just kidding.
ladies and gentlemen, I thought I'd share that with you guys tonight, and I really wanted to share that with you guys tonight. And don't forget to come check me out tomorrow at the morning dump on Monday morning. Tomorrow's Monday morning, so come and check me out on the morning dump too. I will be there at 6 a.m. and I think it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I don't remember. I think it's 6 a.m. though. I'm saying. And I'm glad that everybody's having a good time here tonight. That's what I wanted to share with you the Queen Mary with you guys tonight. And I was learning. I was like, I went to go do present to go show my intro, and I said, let me what's up with the share button? And it said share screen. So now I know how to share screen with YouTube. Okay, so every time I do every time I do a new film or a new video and the picture's too large, I'll just put it on the YouTube, and then we can share it that way. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tony 801, how you doing, Tony 801? And tomorrow is a new month. Miss W was subscriber of the month of this month, so we got a new subscriber. We got a new subscriber coming up next month, and we're not going to do it yet. And but that's where my heart's going to this person. My heart's leaning onto this person to be the subscriber of the month. And Nance has been a good sweetheart over here, and everybody else has been good too. And I just want to say thank you again for showing up tonight. And tonight was not going to be a long show tonight. It was only going to be a short show. And I just want to tell everybody thank you for coming in here tonight. And until next time, this is Johnny, Classy, Ruben, and Fumble. Peace. Have a good night.
Peace.
Night, everybody.
Y'all have a good night. You know what I mean? And yeah, don't forget the morning dump. That's where you talk all kinds of shit. All right, Johnny. Peace.
All right. Peace, buddy.